Hi, I'm Giovanna Libralon, Head of Small Molecule Business Development and MEA team. Very excited to be here at CPHI in Barcelona. During the pandemic, CDMO had to move faster than ever to get ready with resources and assets to support clients for development and manufacturing of vaccines and COVID-19 treatments. So during that period, priority changed. What we observe is also new chemical entities for other indications had some slowdown during clinical, so overall the demand changed. So what we observe after pandemic, and we're still observing, a reduction in funding for biotech. That means slower start, fewer programs running clinics. Companies has to get solid positive results before investing additional money in their asset, and overall increase selectivity for what has to be progressed in clinics. Yes, absolutely. Small, medium emerging companies are an important part of our portfolio. You have to consider that the majority of new chemical entities are discovered and developed by these emerging companies. So it's really important for us to work with them. So typically these companies do not have their own internal capacity, so they have to rely on external CDMO for the development and manufacturing of their products. And also they have few resources, so they need to work with someone who can support them for all the activities that are required for their product development, like drug substance, drug product, bioviability enhancement, solid state, regulatory affairs, so all these different topics. It is important these emerging companies work with someone who can understand their molecule journey from the very beginning at lab scale up to commercialization. And when they can rely on one single supplier, they have several advantages. They can have their product much quicker, they can avoid technology transfer, that is important to reduce time. You also reduce risk when you have to transfer your process. And overall, the execution is smoother and communication is better. So PBPK means physiologically based pharmacokinetics modeling, and it allows us to predict how molecule will likely behave in vivo. Basically, you can predict problems before they occur. That means you can really implement a mitigation strategy to overcome them and long-term reduce cost and time. So the PBPK offering combines existing off-the-shelf modeling software together with in vitro testing developed internally by Lonza, and it allows us again to understand how the molecule will behave in vivo. For instance, we can predict bioviability of a compound. And if we know a compound has a poor bioviability, we can develop the strategy to overcome it. We get also other important information like food effects or drug interaction that are really important when you plan your clinical trials protocol. Yeah, I have to say I'm pretty proud of this new offering. It has been developed by our R&D organization and launched recently. It basically combines artificial intelligence together with in-house data, like a quite large database of raw materials that are commercially available, and also expertise from our chemists. So it allows us to get and identify new routes that are more efficient, much quicker. The intention is not to replace the knowledge of our scientists and process chemists, but to give them a tool that allows them to identify new processes much faster. So the first advantage is definitely a huge time saving. And the reason why we decided to develop it is because it happened to us very frequently that we receive processes from medicinal chemistry that are not suitable for first-in-human GMP batch. So you have to identify new routes, and it takes time. With this new tool, we can really identify routes much quicker. And of course, on long term, you have also a lot of advantages, because if you identify a process that is shorter, so less chemical step, cheaper, more efficient, and also it has a better sustainability profile, then is for sure better long term, because you can save time and cost, and also the transition from early phase to late phase is much smoother. So yes, customer ask for it. Not all of them. It's more a topic for late phase. But of course, customers are asking for it. But more than that, Lonza really want to play a role in meeting the world climate goals. So everyone has to play its part, and Lonza is no exception. We have different initiatives, right? I can mention we have a target. We want to reduce our Scope 1 and Scope 2 greenhouse gas emission by more than 40% by 2030 from our 2021 levels. We have also recently signed a 10 years virtual power purchase agreement to get renewable energy, up to 300 gigawatt hour of solar power a year that match our demand in Europe and Switzerland. And moreover, we have a zero vision initiative that aims to work without incident, reduce waste, reduce water consumption, and also gas emission. Yes, we are working on different topics. We have teams dedicated to different aspects. For example, we are working on water coming from our processes. We are applying different technologies to clean water and remove API, byproducts, solvents to avoid you have to incinerate them, and instead this water can be treat in a standard water treatment plant. We are working on saving energy, and also we have team dedicated to solvents to reduce the amount of solvents we use, but also to reduce the amount of solvents that has to be disposed. So we work to recycle them and to reuse them. So all these aspects allow us to develop better sustainable processes. We have been investing in our highly potent offering, both in China and Europe, to meet the growing demand of highly potent products. As part of it, we are investing on our antibody drug conjugates offer. And to be mentioned for sure, the fact that we are continually investing in solid state and particle engineering asset, again with the aim to support the growing demand in the market of products that are poorly soluble and has a low bioavailability. Yes, I am. Thank you very much for watching and see you next year in Milan.